Hete Poo, brothers and sisters. Hete Poo, kings and queens. Amor Coon. My highest self greets your highest self, Instagram. My highest self greets your highest self, Facebook. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone's Thursday? I hope it has been productive, restful as needed, but always blissful. There's some time today to go and sit in nature again. It's nice and sunny, sat on a boulder and sunbathed, took my shirt off and inhaled the sun and laid with no clothes on, well, no shirt on the boulder and felt the wind and felt the water. It was marvelous. And no thought, just experiencing nature and the natural flow of things. Which got me having a lot of thoughts. Having a lot of thoughts. I hope they don't all get jumbled up right now. And had a conversation earlier. So I hope they're not all getting jumbled up. But we're going to go ahead and roll with it. Living life, experiencing life, not existing life, not walking around like a zombie, but in being engulfed, engaged in awareness in every moment, and experiencing. When we are experiencing, having experiences, and being fully engaged in the experience, that experience should be done without thought. Without the mind using all our systems, without the mind using all the information and the words and the how things should go now, be involved. When we interject our systems of being into our experiences, we are diluting the experience. We are making the experience delusional. Which takes away from our living, which being engulfed in awareness. Say, for instance, right? There was a time in my life when I was married very young, like 18, 19, had a kid. And that union didn't end up how we wanted. So I got in a phase of saying that I would change this and that, or I wouldn't do such and such thing anymore because of how it turned out. That cheats me in experiencing life, because that experience with that one person does not mean that's going to be the experience with others. But because I had those thoughts in my head, it tainted other experiences that I could have had. Deciding on and making choices, making distinctions and choices, and what should be and what shouldn't be distorts our ability to be in the full awareness of the experience we have. The experiences we're having, not using our thoughts, not using the words, not using the information. I paused. Not using the information that we have in our head, all these made up delusions and made up things that we have agreed to get us past certain things, distorts our ability to be in experiencing moments. When we tell ourselves what we won't do anymore because of something in the past, right? We are now caging and boxing our abilities to experience different things, because you've already decided that something is not applicable for now that applied to something in the past. You're not in that experience. You're in your head about the experience, but you're not in the experience. Being totally natural and aware in your natural flow of things, you will see what resonates with you. You will feel a whole body feeling, not a sentimental feeling, not an emotional feeling, not a thought feeling. All of those are parts of a whole, but feeling that can't be described. I'm gonna give you an example. I met this person at an event, and I think I've talked about before, and I had an opportunity to experience this person in the event. And experiencing, I didn't have the thought of what I should be doing and what's appropriate in this moment. We just stayed in the experience of one another, and dancing to the movie, naturally moving and naturally enjoying the experience. If I had stayed in my head, I might have been self-conscious of where I was and who I was doing it with, or who was be looking at me, or the last time I did this, I felt like a fool, or any of these thoughts that pop up. But because being completely thoughtless in the experience allowed me to have a great experience. There's another time for me when I met someone, and I was just in the experience of the moment and couldn't describe why the connection was there, but it was an enjoyable thing. It resonated with me, and we would share space and share time and just flow in the energy of each other. That experience started to get distorted when both of us began to make choices about what we would and won't do and what we will and won't accept in this experience due to past stuff. Our thoughts got in the way, and it hindered the ability to be in the moment of experience. What I chose not to do for somebody else would have been the best thing to do in this situation, but I missed out on that because I boxed myself, or she boxed herself for the same reasons. I was no longer engaged in life. I was no longer experiencing life. I was experiencing thoughts. I was no longer experiencing life. I was not engaged in awareness in the present moment of life and living. I was experiencing thoughts. So I'm going to challenge you guys. Throughout your days, throughout your interactions, whether it be in the store, whether it be with a friend, whether it be with a significant other or insignificant other, whether it be a group of people. Try not to make distinctions on things. Try not to separate the experiences into boxes. Try not to separate yourself into what you will and won't do, but stay in the present moment of experience and see what unfolds there. Just because something previously in another experience happened because you did a certain way doesn't mean if you were that same way now that it wouldn't be a beautiful experience, that it wouldn't be a beneficial experience for you. Be present. All these systems, every system, every rule, there is not one set system to tell you how to for you to naturally flow. They are tools, they are faculties for you to experience without thought, to see how you naturally flow in it, to see how it resonates with you, to see how you feel, not a feeling, how you feel in it, and you move in it. I love having experiences that I can't articulate, because to me, those are real. If I could put words to the experience, then I am taken away from the experience, because those words are, they're false. They're meaning. You know, we made these words up. Those words are man-made. Those words are given meaning by man. The experiences that you can't put into man-made words, those are the true feelings. Those are the God, universe feelings. Those are the unknowable, the unexplainable. If you can know it, then But when you whole bodily feel it, there's a difference. It's a difference. So go into experiencing without thought. If you can put it into a sentiment, that's a thought. Just see how you feel in, flow in how you feel in. If it resonates, if it disrupts, then we know that that's not a natural flow for yours. If it brings up something, it's okay. It's okay. We'll look into those. We see what it's telling us. We see what it has to say. And please, I understand. I had someone ask me a long time ago when I used to make these videos about me being so loving and so light, as if I don't acknowledge the other end of polarity. I tell people I don't look at these expressions or emotions or the words of happy and sad as being two different things, or one is worse than the other. They are the same thing on different sides, right? They're the same thing on different sides. I find happiness in my happiness. I can appreciate the happiness. I can appreciate the sadness. People like to go and run to the happy emotion, right? We want to continue doing the things in the happy emotion, but the things that make us sad are on the same line as happiness, just in opposite direction. We tend to want to push that down and ignore it, or say we're not going to deal with it. Well, it's still there. And it's there just like the happy feeling is there to teach you what feels good and what you want more of. The sad feeling is there to teach you as well. They're all teachers. So don't run from them. Those are natural things. Those are natural things. Animals, nature, all of those have those things. Anger is a natural thing. It is. How we maneuver in them, how we move in them, those are different stories. But they are natural indicators. They are natural things. I don't try to suppress anger if it arises. I let it talk to me to see what it's telling me, to see what boundary I need to reinforce. But we don't run from those things. That is still being in awareness. That is still living and engaging in the moment to see, to feel, to know, or to not know. We have gotten so intelligent that we're so ignorant to our natural self. We have gotten so intelligent and so smart and got so many words, and we got them in so many different languages. We got all these systems and how to do and how to sound pretty and how to sound deductive and analytical about a situation or about a person or about a feeling, that we become so ignorant to the natural flow of us that we stop it. There's no system I'm doing to say that this is the only or the right way for me to be. Anything I learn is to experience, to have an experience with it, to uncover the natural flow, to remember the natural flow of me. There is no system. There is no rule. There is no preset anything that is all right for you. That is your natural shit. There is none. Those are just words and knowledge we use to cover up our natural flow. They're good guidelines. There are good tools to go into the experience, to be empty into the experience, to see what you learn, to see what you are, to see what is uncovered. But there's no system. There's no right thing to say for a monogamous. There's no right way, moving, direction for polygamy. There's no right way moving for ethically non-monogamous. There's no right way be for spiritual. There's no right way to be for no. All these words, all this intelligence has made us very ignorant to us being natural. So I challenge you guys. Experience. Be in life and experience. Hell, come out this May 1st. House of Pleasure, Mix and Mingle, and experience. Who knows? Who knows? Experience. Or go wherever you're going and be so engulfed in living, be so engulfed in the moment, being so engulfed with being aware in your whole body that your mind is quiet and you're just in a place of experiencing. And then come and moan about it. Because if it's a good experience, you're not going to put in words. It's one of those, ah, you know, one of those syllableless expressions. Those are experiences. I challenge you. I challenge you. No thought, be empty. No system, no nothing you created off different things you've read and adopted. No, fuck it, no. Drop it. And experience. And as you experience, things come up. And as they come up, don't run from them. Acknowledge it and see what it has to tell you. It's something deep there for us to continue removing shit for us to be back to our natural self. It's okay. It's okay to be natural. It's okay to float in and out like the waves. It's okay. That's it. I had a marvelous day. Soaking in that sun. I'm going to put the picture out on picture in a little while. Oh, and everybody who watched this, I'm going to tell you guys, choose a day. When you get home from work or if you have the day off, I want you to sit with yourself in silence, in darkness. Sit with you. Experience you. Have an experience with you. Experience. If you have trouble with your mind running around a lot of places, cool. Let it run. And then when you breathe, I want you to do this 5 breath thing. You inhale, exhale, and your mind go 1 with the exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, all the way to 5. Then start back over at 1. Continue that cycle in your head for at least 11 minutes. The only focus, the only thought is the number in your head. And eventually those numbers will go away and there will be a blank slate. And just continue breathing. Don't catch yourself, just continue breathing. And being present, aware in the moment, and experiencing you. And then take that ability to just be empty in mind, no thought, no sentiment. Just experience wherever you are, whenever you are, wherever you are, however you are. And experience it. Fully engaged in life. Fully in the moment experience. And when you get something that doesn't resonate, or you get something that troubles you in the moment, your next moment decides if it was a bad or good moment, you know. Miles Davis said, at one time, I read some time ago, Miles Davis said, when you hit a wrong note, it's the next note that determines if it's good or bad. When you hit a wrong note, you know, Miles Davis, the jazz player, when you hit a wrong note, it's the next note that determines if it's good and bad. Right? So when you hit something, it's the next flow that what you naturally flow into decide was that moment good or bad. And there's no good and bad. They're just moments. Just how you want to proceed with them further. Even if you hit a good note, it's the next note determines if that good note was either good or bad. What you do next, right? What you naturally flow into next. When you naturally flow into it, it's no good and bad. It just is. You can experience it. Hope I wasn't all over the place like that. I got a lot going on in my head, so. But I couldn't sit still until I came on. They told me to come on and get something out. So I did. Hope everybody's day is marvelous. I hope everybody's day continue to be marvelous and blissful. I don't know what time it is, but I believe I have to get time for class. Got class tonight, got to teach. But yeah, let go of those things. No thoughts. No things about what you won't or will do anymore. Because you didn't do it. Because you did it in the past and it didn't turn out. Fuck that. Let it go. unfortunately, it's not the experience of now. By having these restrictions, everybody has them. It's time to let them go. Even to the things of what we say we won't do again, or what's not going to happen anymore, or how I am going to flow. You're telling yourself how you're going to do something and experience haven't happened yet. How are you going to tell you how you're going to experience life when you're not experiencing it? How? This is how I am. Really? You're no longer experiencing. Not experiencing life, you're experiencing thought. So, be experienced, fully engulfed, engaged. All the I'm nots go out the window. If you flow in one way, and it happens to look a way that you've done before, fucking continue flowing. You don't know what's going to unfold. Could be the greatest shit ever. You don't know. Just because it didn't happen before, don't mean it can't happen now. You don't. That's all. I gotta go. If you haven't, check me out, cowboy2village.com, Conscious Cuddle, Conscious Tantra, Conscious Touch Tantra, Comedic Reiki, Usui Reiki. I can tell you all the things of the space I hold. I can express to you the feeling I like to project. But come experience me. Allow me to experience you. That's it. Remember to take time when needed to breathe, ground, and center into the moment, into the experience. Let go of thoughts as much as needed whenever you need to. Remember to smile. You don't know who need it. You need it. Remember to not to smile if you don't fucking feel like smiling. If that's not the feeling, don't smile. It's okay. You don't have to. There's no reason to. If you don't feel it, don't do it. But when you do, smile. Brothers, kings, I appreciate you. I need you and I love you exactly where you are. Sisters, queens, I appreciate you. I need you and I love you exactly where you are. Not because I want anything, not because I need anything, simply because I choose. So honor the present that is your presence. And I am in love with life. Completely engaged, completely enthralled, completely grateful, and in love with life and in love with living. And since all of you guys are in part of this life, or that you are alive, that you are intertwined in this life, I'm in love with all of you guys too, because you're part of life. And if anybody takes that sexual, unfriend me. I can be in love with life, and you are life. We are life. And we're meant to be engaged in it without thought. Naturally. Amor Kun, Cowboy2 Village. Love, light, and healing. Love you. Love you. Love you. Peace.